वेलकम टू स्पेशल एजुकेशन विद हामिद नकवी। अपने अजीज स्पेशल एजुकेटर्स जो पंजाब पब्लिक सर्विस कमीशन या किसी और मुकाबले के इम्तिहान में शामिल होने की तैयारी कर रहे हैं, उनके लिए MCQ का सिलसिला जारी है और ये इस सिलसिले का हमारा 5वां हिस्सा है। 5वां पार्ट 5 हम शुरू कर रहे हैं आपको प्रैक्टिस करवाने के लिए। इसका तरीकाकार ये होगा कि एक MCQ दिया जाएगा, मल्टीपल चॉइस क्वेश्चन होगा जिसमें 4 चॉइस होंगे जैसे कि ये दिए जा रहे हैं। इनमें से एक आपने सिलेक्ट करना है और देखना है कि आपको आता है या नहीं आता है, इसलिए यहाँ पे इंडिकेट पहली स्लाइड में नहीं किया जाएगा, दूसरी स्लाइड में इंडिकेट किया जाएगा कि आपका चॉइस जो था वो ठीक था या नहीं। अपने आप को टेस्ट करने के लिए इसलिए हम डुप्लीकेशन कर रहे हैं आपकी खातर, सिर्फ आपको प्रैक्टिस करवाने के लिए। पहला सवाल है जी, टाइप्स ऑफ हियरिंग लॉस और कंडक्टिव, mixed hearing loss, sensorineural और all of these। जवाब देखते हैं जी नेक्स्ट स्लाइड में। टाइप्स ऑफ हियरिंग लॉस और ये जी इसको हमने गोल्डन कलर में कर दिया हाईलाइट। ऑल ऑफ दीज टाइप्स ऑफ हियरिंग लॉस आर कंडक्टिव, मिक्स्ड, सेंसिन्यूरल और ये सारे जो हैं ये टाइप्स ऑफ हियरिंग लॉस हैं। सो आंसर इज ऑल ऑफ दीज। क्वेश्चन नंबर 2, ईयर ऑसिकल इंक्लूड मेलिस, इंकस, स्टेप्स, ऑल ऑफ दीज। कौन सा जवाब दोस्त है जी इन क्वेश्चंस में से? आइए जवाब देखते हैं नेक्स्ट स्लाइड पे। करेक्ट आंसर इज ऑल ऑफ दीज। क्वेश्चन नंबर 3 पे जाते हैं। Functional limitations of physical and cognitive ability of a person is called as handicap, disability, retardation or none of these। आंसर देखते हैं। disability जी। Functional limitation of physical and cognitive ability of a person is called disability। Next question, which factor must be considered in determining a student's eligibility for a deaf or hard of hearing program? Parent request, audiometric criteria, motor skills, use of amplification. Which factor must be considered in determining a student's eligibility for a deaf or hard of hearing program? जवाब है जी ऑडियोमीट्रिक क्राइटेरिया जी। नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन पे चलते हैं। Why should hearing impairment student be encouraged to read? Question is, why should hearing impairment student be encouraged to read? Help with communication, encourage imaginary growth, improves hearing, increasing sensitivity। जवाब की तरफ चलते हैं जी। जवाब इसका है help with communication। Why should hearing impaired student be encouraged to read? Help with communication। Next question is, which of the following is the most accurate statement about the language acquisition process of young children? Which of the following is the most accurate statement about the language acquisition process of young children? Children understand full sentences at a relatively late stage at language development. Children exhibit random, highly variable error in sentence construction. Children infer the underlying rules of language to which they have been exposed। करेक्ट क्या है जी? करेक्ट है जी, children infer the underlying rules of language to which they have been exposed। नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन जी, Tympanometry is used to test the condition of outer ear, middle ear, inner ear. None of these. Tympanometry is used to test the condition of, and the answer is middle ear. Tympanometry is used to test the condition of middle ear is the answer. Next question is writing disability is called dyslexia, dyscalculia, dysgraphia, none of these. Writing disability. Writing disability is called, the correct answer is dysgraphia. The next question. Audiology is the science of hearing, balance, hearing related disease, all of these. Audiology. So answer is audiology is the science of hearing. Next question. Third stage of cognitive development according to Piaget is sensory motor stage, pre-operational, developmental, concrete operational. Third stage कौन सी है जी? And the third stage is, correct answer is concrete operational. Middle ear is connected to outer ear with eustachian tube, semicircular canal, tympanic membranes, or basilar membranes. Middle ear is connected to outer ear. The answer is middle ear is connected to outer ear with tympanic membranes. Next question. The term mental age was introduced by Binet, Tolman, Kindergarten, or Wechsler. The answer is the term mental age was introduced by Binet. Next question. The most sensitive part of inner ear is if nahi hai ji, of the most sensitive part of inner ear is vestibular, cochlea, semicircular, or oval window. The most sensitive part of inner ear is cochlea ji. Next question. Sidra is able to match upper and lower case letter, identify 5 letters of the alphabets, and identify her first and last name in print. The above statement represent a portion of which component of IAP? Annual goals, short-term objective, present level of performance, or post-school outcome. ये IAP का कौन सा हिस्सा था है जी? और ये IAP का प्रेजेंट लेवल ऑफ परफॉर्मेंस है जी. नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन. Which of the following is the most important consideration when preparing this classroom environment for a student who has recently had a cochlear implant? Auditory therapy, acoustics modification, scheduling speech therapy, or securing a note taker or teacher's assistant? The answer is auditory therapy. Next question. Identify the maladjusted behavior of parents of hearing impaired child. Coping, counseling, grieving, and medication. Identify the maladjusted behavior of parents of hearing impaired child. कौन सा है जी? Correct one is grieving. Causes of hearing impairment and deafness include obesity, meningitis, yelling, earwax. Causes जी, causes में से इनमें से कौन सी है causes जी? And the correct is earwax. Uzma is a 7-year-old student who had a cochlear implantation when she was 18 months old. Her functioning in all areas other than expressive language is age appropriate. Which of the following is the most appropriate placement for her? A self-contained special education class plus speech and language, a part-time placement in classroom for development and oral reading, a full-time general education placement plus speech and language service, a full-time general education placement plus reading sport. So which is the correct one, Ji? Correct one is a full-time general education placement plus education and language services. Next question, Ji. A teacher must be motivator, disciplinarian, and advisor. All of these. क्या कहते हैं? All of these. Hearing loss may be caused by genetics, aging, infections, all of these. Answer जी, जवाब क्या है जी? All of these. Genetics, aging, infections. Next question. Changes we go through from conception to death is learning, developmental, memory, perception. Changes we go through from conception to death. Conception to death. The answer is developmental. Symptoms such as ringing in ear, dizziness, lightheadedness, or difficulty in understanding reflex, conductive hearing loss, congenital hearing loss, sensitive motor hearing loss, none of these. जवाब है जी. Symptoms such as ringing in ear, etc. Sensory motor hearing loss. Pure tone audiometry determines the degree of hearing loss, hearing threshold level, type of hearing loss, all of these. Pure tone audiometry. Pure tone audiometry determines the all of these. Which of the following is the best classroom setting arrangement for class that includes a deaf student? A circle, pair desk, pair rows, individual rows. Or a circle is the correct answer. Stanford Binet Intelligence Scale was developed in 1905, 1906, 1916, 1986. Answer है जी 1916 जी. Which is the most characteristics of the cause and effect of malformed or missing outer ear? The cause is congenital and has no effect on hearing. The cause is congenital and can result in conductive hearing loss. The cause is acquired and has no effect on hearing. The cause is acquired and results in mixed hearing. इनमें से कौन सा correct है? The answer is the cause is congenital and can result in conductive hearing loss. Next, WAIS is an IQ test, ability test, achievement test, or aptitude test? The answer is IQ test. Next is trying to understand something new by fitting it into what we already know is called assimilation, accommodation, adaptation, equilibrium. Answer is trying to understand something new by fitting it into what we already know is called assimilation. According to AAMD, IQ level of severe mental retardation is 20 to 35, 40 to 45, 55 to 70, or none of these. Answer is 20 to 35. A deaf education program that advocates the use of oral and manual modes of communication is sign, Urdu, cued speech, total communication, or lip reading. इसका जवाब है जी टोटल कम्युनिकेशन. थैंक यू वेरी मच जी. स्टे ब्लेस्ड. अगर आपको पसंद आई है वीडियो तो लाइक करें, दोस्तों में शेयर करें, और अगर आप पहली दफ़ा इस चैनल को देख रहे हैं तो सब्सक्राइब करें ताकि अगली आने वाली वीडियो का नोटिफिकेशन